Welcome to the program. My name is Godwin Asideba. The Speaker of Parliament has put on hold discussions on a clause in the Anti-LGBTQ Bill, which divided opinion on the floor of Parliament on Tuesday during the consideration stage. The contentious clause is said to contravene Ghana's constitution and could be struck down as unconstitutional.
Clause 4 of the Promotion of Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill creates an offence related to undermining proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values. According to the opinion of the Attorney General, the wording of the clause lends itself to subjectivity and ambiguity. Chairman of the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee of the House, Kwame Anyimadu-Antwi, raised this concern on the floor of Parliament.
At the committee level, that was the agreement that because of the ambiguities and the uncertainties, subjectivity, we would be able to delete that clause and will still achieve our aim within the bill. So I still move that the entire clause be deleted.
MP for Tamale South, Haruna Idrisu, proposed a different way of drafting the clause to capture all relevant concerns.
The difficulty is with the use of the word undermine. So we can reverse it. A person shall not promote improper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values specified in Section 2 of this Act. So the word undermine will go, and probably it now can sit with the thinking or contemplation in Article 39 of the Constitution.
A speaker stood down the clause for later consideration.
I think we should stand down this clause, move on, and then it will be reconsidered later on under the title of Ghanaian Family Values.
Parliament also approved the annual budgetary estimates for the Office of the Special Prosecutor, Audit Service, NCCE, among others.
The Office of the Special Prosecutor was doomed to fail. The assertions of the Speaker, Alban Babin, who has been wading into conversations surrounding Ghana's foremost office to dealing with corruption. Alban Babin told MPs on Tuesday the entire exercise, even in its existence now, is an act of futility. Mawene Guta looks at the latest comments and the office as we have it.
This perhaps the harshest criticism of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, as a spotlight remains squarely on what is supposed to be Ghana's most powerful anti-corruption arm. A few weeks ago, the Special Prosecutor spoke of his immense frustration at what he claimed was judicial prejudice against him after multiple setbacks in court that he is convinced is hampering his efforts at fighting corruption. The Speaker of Parliament says he had no chance to start with.
I did tell you that it was an act in futility. You were not going to achieve anything from that, but you went ahead to pass it.
Bagbin's stance is a far cry from the strong optimism that greeted the establishment of the office.
Will carry an extraordinary responsibility, independently and impartially, to fight corruption.
Martin Amido will, however, leave the position over what he claims was government interference before Kisie Jabin took the reins with grand declarations.
I will not be naive to assume that I am coming to stop corruption. It is innate in humans. But as much as possible, my office is going to drive it down and repress it.
The numbers currently, however, do not bear him out. Between 2020 and 2023, 20.2 million cedis has been spent by the office on compensation, goods and services, and capital expenditure. But the office is still in search of its first conviction and has so far managed to recover just 1 million cedis. Corruption perception within this period has also not improved. When the OSP Act was passed in 2018, the nation had scored 41 out of a possible 100, which signifies that a country is very clean from corruption. Despite reaching a score of 43 in 2020, this has since remained the same. Speaker Bagbin says a lot of what the OSP is expected to do by law can be performed by other state agencies.
Well, I'm very clear in my mind that that authority is embedded in the powers of the Attorney General.
Amidst all of the challenges, however, Kisie Jabin says he is unfazed.
I took an oath when I was sworn in. And in my life, when I take on the reins to do something, I do it to the best of my ability.
The House has meanwhile approved 149 million cedis as budgetary allocation for the Office of the Special Prosecutor.
Let's do more stories this time around on IMF. Ghana's attempt to secure the second tranche of the IMF bailout is facing yet another setback over its indebtedness to China. Ghana has secured $31 billion in loans from China since 2004. Economists fear the debt distress could further deepen China's refusal to offer debt relief for Ghana as its quest for economic recovery remains in limbo.
Government has been in talks with external creditors for debt relief, a condition necessary for a successful continuation of the $3 billion IMF deal. The country owes China nearly $2 billion, posing a significant challenge in its quest to attain the second tranche of the IMF bailout. Economists fear the delay in restructuring the country's debt with China could result in hardships in the first quarter of next year.
They are tracking their data from the days of EPIC, right? And therefore, successive government from Kufuor's time to President Mills and the rest of them, we've had a chance to retire some and all of that. So in current terms, really, it's not that weightier. Maybe for the US and for their diplomacy and the politics of faith and the rest of them, they can track the data over a period of time to see how China has been using trade and debt diplomacy in the new colonization of Africa.
Questions have also been asked about how the country has utilized the loans received from the Asian country over the years.
Generally, given the way things have turned out, it is safe to say that we have not been prudent with the utilization of those borrowed funds.
With China playing a major role in Ghana's debt restructuring, a call is also made for the country to explore other alternatives to avert a further delay.
It's important that we have our own strategy so that when we are dealing with whether it's Chinese or Americans or Europeans, we have a clear sense of what we want from this engagement, because they are not coming here because they are Father Christmas. They are coming here because of what they want to serve their country's interest. So it's important that whether it's Ghana or it's Africa as a whole, we have a clear strategy.
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta in November this year gave an assurance Ghana would reach a deal with China in early December. Christian Yali, TV3 News, Accra.
The IEA has questioned government's haste to secure lithium lease agreement with the Australian mining company Barara DV, which will be operational by 2025. The Director of Research at the Institute, Dr. John Kwachi, argues that the proposed annual revenues from lithium exploitation, which are estimated to be $688 million, are significantly lower than the value of revenues from mineral byproducts, as cited in an opinion publication by legal experts Few Chikata and Kofi Ansah.
The publication by the two legal luminaries raises a significant disagreement regarding the projected annual revenues from lithium mining. With the IEA estimating $24 billion, the two writers propose $668 million. Dr. John Kwachi provides a detailed explanation.
We took the lithium that they said they would produce, and at that time, the Minerals Commission had come out to say that it was 160,000 tons per year. So that's the figure that we had at the time. And then we said, okay, we searched, and then we saw that the lithium, you can also convert it, all the way to lithium carbonate. And there's a multiplier that we saw, 5.323 or something, between the lithium and the lithium carbonate. And then, so we used that 160,000 times 5.323. Then we got the price for the lithium carbonate, which was $29,000 US. So that's how we multiply. 160,000 times 5.23 times 29,000. That's why we arrived at the 24 billion. Maybe they use just the lithium, okay? 160,000 times lithium price. Did they show their formula? We showed our formula.
The IEA argues that concessionary agreements in general have deprived Ghana of its resources, defeating the Ghana Beyond Aid agenda. He is of the view the urgency to enter into an agreement which will be operational in 2025 is unnecessary.
No, we believe in the president's vision that we should position Ghana beyond aid. It's a good idea. But if we continue to give our resources away, then how can we attain that position? Why the rush? In any case, we have heard the Minerals Commission arguing that the price of lithium on the world market is falling very drastically. Okay, so we need to rush to exploit our own and put it out there for on the market. Now, in economics, to me, that doesn't make sense. If the price of something I'm going to produce is falling rapidly, I'd rather wait. Because when you exploit it and you put more on the market, it's going to depress the price further. These commodities, the prices always fluctuate. It's not like it will go down forever.
The writers, legal luminaries Fui Chikata and Kofi Ansah, though criticized the IEA's position on the deal, identified some areas in which they think improvements should be made to the terms of the transaction.
Let's now turn our attentions to issues in the northern part of the country. The chieftaincy dispute in Boko must be permanently resolved. These are the words of the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, when he called on the paramount chief of the Kosak traditional area, Naba Asigri Abugragu Azuka, during his visit to Boko. That's more in this report.
Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's visit to Boko is significant following the renewed chieftaincy conflict in the area. It is his first visit to Boko since the conflict broke out again on November 24, 2021. The highest government official to have visited the area since then was the Interior Minister, a situation many residents found regrettable. The Vice President deplored the chieftaincy conflict in the area.
As a son of the North, I am very pained by the conflict we have in Boko between Kusasis and Mamprosis. I believe with every bone in my body that it is possible to have peace and harmony between Kusasis and Mamprosis in Boko, and I will work towards that. We have to work towards it.
Dr. Bawumia spoke about some development activities in the Kusok area, promising to do more when elected president in the 2024 elections.
Our youth need jobs. We need education. We need healthcare. We need roads. We should be fighting for our needs and not fighting each other. These are issues that matter for our people.